So what I've built is an app called Contact Sentry. What is the Contact Sentry? The Contact Sentry is a gatekeeper for inbound phone calls. So currently, if you have an iPhone and you want to kind of filter your inbound calls, you can do that with a generic block list, but you cannot do that in a smart way. And my hack tries to improve that. The issue that I've had myself for kind of wanting to do that is also popped up on Twitter regularly. So I guess the hack is actually a real-world problem, and I've tried to solve that. The way I did that was using the TADHack's RESTCOM platform integrated with the TADHack XMS. And basically, I've, so we're already at how. I've integrated that. I've have the RESTCOM platform interact with an API I've built. And the API is integrated with a logic component that kind of makes a decision if I want to get the call or not. The decision is based on context in my address book. So I'm accepting all calls from people in my address book. And on top of that, I've built a Slack integration, so which means if somebody's not in my address book, before my phone rings, I get a short question on Slack whether I want to receive that phone call or not. I can accept it, I can decline it, and based on that, I can build my own whitelist. And of course, you could extend that in the future, integrating with Facebook, integrating with LinkedIn. You wouldn't even need to have the phone number of the other person if you somehow find a way of linking them to your identity, right? The integration I've done was with my real phone number. Since beginning of this year, I've worked for Slovak Telekom, but I've joined Immer, which is a small startup from Deutsche Telekom, building a communications app. And my phone number is basically when somebody dials me and calls me, the Immer app is ringing, which means I can receive the phone call inside that app. And the Contact Sentry logic is actually something that is going to be in between here. So before the call is actually distributed to my app, we make the decision. Basically, this is a Contact Sentry, so it's kind of a gatekeeper since we're here in the UK. This is how you can imagine it. And as I said, first we're going to have a look at our address book. If the call is there, it's going to ring. If not, we're checking a whitelist that I've created by interacting with Slack. If it's there, it's going to be permitted. If it's not there, we're going to be asked in Slack. And the whole setup actually looks like this. So my technology stack consists of in the API that is built at Node.js, interacts with CouchDB. The reason is I wanted to learn things about CouchDB. I also used the TADHack to kind of get accustomed to the new technology. So I've used CouchDB, deployed it all on IBM Bluemix as an instance there. And this is the API part, interacting with RESTCOM and the XMS, together with a Nexmo number that I use for call forwarding to get the call into RESTCOM. And the address book is actually not taken from my phone. It's directly taken from the service. So if I would add a phone number in my address book, it would already automatically recognize it. I don't need to re-upload it or something like this. I just need to sync it regularly, which all communication services do. This is something we get from the Candy API, and the Slack integration in the end with my API makes it actually kind of interactive. So there is no website for it. There's really just this Slack integration because most of the time during the day I'm on Slack anyway. So, so that's basically what I'm going to demo now very quickly. So I'm going to call a number that is in my address book already using using Bria. I call a phone number that's not in my address book using Blink, and then I'll add it, and we'll see that it works. And in the end, I call a number that is not in my address book, and I'll approve it live in Slack. The reason I put the phone icons here is that I'm going to demo this with apps on my device because the cell reception is not that good. Otherwise, I could have people call me, but I'm just going to do it like that. And I'm going to show it. So hopefully, it's going to work. Just give me a second until the monitor adapts. That's always kind of a bit of a pain. All right. So you're going to see that. That's perfect. So what I'm going to do first is, hopefully with audio as well, is to call. So this is my phone with my work account, which I have under my identity. So that's part of my address book. If I call my phone number now, I can do that in the local format, Slovak number. We don't have sound here. Is there something to do? I guess I have to connect the audio. So just give me a second. I'm going to do that again. We see already the Slack notification coming in down here. you can see is that there was the call was permitted, so I'm just going to do it again and hope the audio works this time. Anyway, you saw that from these 2 attempts already, we have we have here the call permission from my office number to my mobile number, and the number has been found in your address book as a feedback. So that was sent to RESTCOM, and the call was permitted. Yeah, it's a bit of a pity that there is no sound really, because I don't have the numbers configured here. So can somebody just try to, if somebody has reception, can you just try to call me, because then we'll do that live and it's better. Yeah, so that's the number that you should call. And then I'll give you this.
Yeah, I missed the first. I'll just do that again because it did work.
Hi and welcome to the TADHack contact Sentry.
What happens now?
You're not yet approved.
Not yet approved. So
Please wait.
Just stay on the line. So I'm putting here now yes. And you see that this number can reach me now.
You are an approved party
and now it
and your
says
call
you're an
will now
approved
be
party
established.
and the call will be established, and now my IMRA app should ring. So by calling my mobile number, you'll end up in the app. Just give it a second. So now it's going to be established via the RESTCOM platform to my real number, and if we're lucky.
If we're very lucky.
Yeah. So it starts to ring. So we're connected, and you should hear me okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. I can hear you as well.
Hey.
So that works. If I would add the number now in the address book, I'm going to skip that part just for time's sake. So it would basically work the same way. Adding it to the address book, resyncing, it would recognize it right away. And in Slack, I can see if I issue the comment grants, I can basically see which numbers I've permitted. So currently, that's just the number from James that you see here. I could also delete that again. Yeah.
You don't want to delete
Not going to do that now. So basically, we have we have all the call information in Slack, and we can also interact with the application in Slack in the end. And that was it. So it was rather easy using the components that I've done here. Like last year, I've built small things around, not really big, but it was a real world use case. It's actually working quite well. So thank you very much.
Excellent. So again, excellent hack. Oh no, this is yours, so keep a hold of it. I'm sure we'll need it later. So any questions from the Dialogic team or from Telestacks? You good?
So Sebastian, what was the most difficult part of the design? What was the most difficult part of your hack?
I guess it's first the logic that you have to think what you want to do, how you want to interact best, and not too disruptive. And so I was first thinking how to actually permit calls, how to permit calls on the go, and then I thought of Slack as a kind of, you're anyways all day in Slack, and you're kind of used to having Slack as kind of, you ignore it, but you also sometimes pay attention when you're mentioned. So I was thinking that's less disruptive than, for example, sending an SMS and sending it back, and it's also kind of more interactive. So in the end, you interact with people, and before you get a phone call or for interacting with your bot, before you go to a separate website, since you're anyways living in Slack all day, so that was kind of the intuitive element that I had to come to in the end. But when I did, it was rather easy also to implement it. So I guess that was conceptually the most difficult part for me.
Next question is, when are you going to patent this?
Yeah, well, it's something that we might want to think about. If you're telecom, if you're doing some other things to include this logic or to offer it, or maybe finally I'll be able to put something in the store app store of RESTCOM. But generally it's an idea. It's not like rocket science doing it, but I guess having a smart logic and having the least interaction with it, so making decisions in a best way, is something that I could put some thought in, and maybe let's see where it goes from then. Next year, TADHack, let's see.
Good work. Excellent.
Cool. Thank you.